Good afternoon. Here's your oracle cards for the collective. Happy Friday. I pulled 4 cards. There's 2 underneath this one, but we'll start with the first 2. I pulled this beautiful card of celebration. And to me, right away, I noticed this beautiful group of 4 butterflies. And to me, this 4 butterflies speaks of perhaps something that you changed your future. You changed something intuitively. You felt the need to rework, to transform, to recreate something towards your future destiny. And I feel like this it was a cause for a celebration because it's like something internal that has changed inside of you. And perhaps you're not noticing that change as much in yourself because it was something that you gradually did and something that you worked towards and something that other people are perhaps noticing that shift in you. And it's time for you to kind of celebrate it within yourself, to celebrate these beautiful small victories that feel small, but they really have just completely shifted your entire reality and your entire being and your entire sense of self and your entire way that you radiate your energy. And that is a cause for celebration. This is a special moment here because she's just dancing in herself. She's delighting in herself. She's got this beautiful energy of light and this golden goblet that she's holding here. And she has these beautiful fragrant blooms, I felt called to put this lavender for my garden here today too, because I feel like there's this calm that's around her as well. Like she had this great desire for calm and peace. And I feel like, because these butterflies are standing out to me, it's like perhaps you're still in that moment of transforming all of this and you need a little bit more peace. You need a little bit more calm because it's like you're being asked to embrace this happiness and to start to join in that energy, to start to feel that calmness come over you. And to know that this happiness is approaching for you, There's this, you can see those beautiful candles too. So it's like this light that's coming out after this time of darkness when you were in that butterfly cocoon, when you didn't know what was coming up in the future. And perhaps, there's still, as we've got Neptune going retrograde today, perhaps there's still some inner work. Perhaps there's still something swirling around inside you. And, this beautiful presence of light and illumination is starting to come through and piercing through that darkness. And perhaps this full moon energy, you did a lot of that inner work was coming through, that healing, that letting go of those things that don't align with that beautiful future that you are co-creating and you are transforming with the universe. And, it's saying now that this is like a time for joy. This is a reason to celebrate. And there's no formal occasion, perhaps as the children are graduating high school, like perhaps this is your graduation. Perhaps you've stepped into a new spiritual transformation. You've attained a different type of connection. You've ascended. You've done something again. It's like this is your harvest. You are reaping the rewards of your effort. And this is saying like this is good news. This is, this is the birth of the new you. This is a new project, a fruition of a dream that you're finally starting to see coming out into the light again. It's like something that you've been waiting for. And this can take many different types of forms. Again, it's just like perhaps you just have a lighter sense of being now. Perhaps you've released things that no longer serve you, and you've released things that were weighing you down, and you just simply feel lighter, and you can flow more easily with nature. Like her beautiful dress is just kind of like flowing. It's just a part of her. It's just her essence. It's absolutely beautiful energy. And this is a reminder too that like, don't get caught up with this Neptune energy of like, this illusion, this leading a life based on like this projected future happiness, and and what you think it's supposed to look like, and what, all of this overwhelming overthinking kind of vibe. And this is saying just simply be in the now, be grateful, and give thanks for that perfection of all that you are today, all that your life is today, right now in this beautiful present moment. Very much Venus energy. Like drink it in, and be grateful. And you know it's like you can reflect on how those choices that you made, whether they were good or bad, they led you here to this beautiful point, and there was a purpose to this. And looking back, hindsight, last year, 2020, like there was a lot that you went through, but like you were guided and shaped by beautiful unseen forces that helped you enrich your understanding of your life and who you are and your spirituality and all these beautiful illuminations that you've had through going through those difficult times. And these are real triumphs. These are moments of value that you've cleared the way of a lot of karmic patterns from your past life and things, and now you've got this wisdom that perhaps there are still more things that you need to work on, but you'll take it in with you into the next life, and it will ripple out there, and it will be your legacy that you've left behind as well. And these things are worthy of celebration. These clearings, these illuminations, these steps forward, these return to self, these are all things that you can celebrate. You can celebrate. We celebrate these things like graduations and weddings and marriages and ceremonies and things, but we don't often celebrate the inner work and the pains and the traumas and the clearings and all of those things that we've been through that brought us to this beautiful place of where we're radiating that beautiful energy like she is. We're feeling lighter, we're feeling freer, we're feeling more comfortable in our skin. And even if you're still going through those difficult times, you're still going through those changes, and it seems like there's little hope of positive change, perhaps. The message of this card, it calls you to seek out joy and celebration, regardless of what's going on, because you can always find those little pockets of joy in everything. And you'll be forever wealthy if you can learn to celebrate those beautiful, simple things in life, And the more you praise your life and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. Like it just keeps building that beautiful abundance of joy and bliss and blessings. It's absolutely beautiful energy. And yeah, celebrate you for who you are today. Even if it's as simple as going out and picking some flowers and dancing around outside, like it's just celebrate you. Celebrate the beautiful abundance that's in all corners of your life. Absolutely beautiful. And then we have this sanctuary card. And she's just this beautiful, like, vintage goddess here. And she's very peaceful too. She's got this she's been working with the lavender essence, and she's sitting peacefully in this beautiful, quiet reflection, and within the arches of her sacred temple. To me, this reminds me of like the Three of Pentacles card, and she's these beautiful stone pillars are here as this beautiful sanctuary. She is added to this place. She's built things here, and I can't help but notice this beautiful peacock that stands alone, and it's like these beautiful birds here, and the color green, and the forest and the field that it symbolizes. Like there's just so much lushness around her and these birds of protection. And, you know, these peacocks here, like they were supposed to have guarded the gates of paradise. And she's wearing a dress made from that similar, from the peacock feathers there. And you can see it's like this beautiful blue jay is loyal and protective, and this, this is like the that first experience of communion and celebration and sanctuary. For most people, that begins in the safety and security of the family home. But, as we grow here, our perception of this sanctuary, it evolves according to how we relate to the world. And, instead of escaping, it's like this beautiful blessing of sanctuary. It's helping us to find this sustenance and rejuvenation from within. And again, it's saying to simply be in that beautiful present moment and be in that beauty of yourself. And with the peacock feathers, it's like saying, this is your time to shine and revel in the beauty that you have and to show it for others, And this is also saying, like, you can create your own sanctuary. Your personal idea of this might show up in the form of just like a special place that you truly feel at home. Your spiritual beliefs inside of you and how they kind of give you that peacefulness. Chew. Oh, excuse me, allergies. And it's like this is the beautiful moment that you've created, the refuge of prayer and meditation. And she's got her beautiful protective talismans on, and perhaps those you could always think of those almost as like her prayer beads, or she's creating this calm. And whatever you use to do this, it's like this card is saying its relevance for your life at this moment. It's asking you to maybe perhaps cultivate a little bit of distance from maybe that pain of that transformation and these changes that you're going through that maybe, right in the thick of them, they feel a bit difficult. So this is saying, like, nourish your spiritual resources in the safety of your beautiful private oasis, whatever that is that you create for yourself. And this will help you to look at your life from this renewed sense of perspective to arrive at, where you're more attuned with your choices for the future. And you can see them from that different beautiful angle where it's like, by creating this sanctuary, this sacred space, it's like you're not allowing anything else to invade that. And you can start to be protected and guided and connect with yourself and your higher self and connect with your manifestation. And, I feel like that celebration too is like, even if you're going within your sanctuary and you're celebrating alone and you're just celebrating yourself and you're celebrating what you now see in yourself, what's reflected back at you, regardless of how others see you at this point. Maybe you don't feel that you're worthy of celebrating, and maybe you've had something that you've gone through that maybe you're not ready to share. And this is saying, like, celebrate that within yourself. Work with your guides, work with your connection with nature and those beautiful little oasis areas that you have, and just celebrate just being you and loving yourself and just celebrating the essence of what peace is to you. That's absolutely beautiful. And then underneath these cards, we have hope and balance. And it's just beautiful how this hope card is like, again, I feel like she's just so peaceful, and she's taking this time to create this sanctuary, to create this meditative space, to pray, to feel the peace. And she's got butterflies here too. So again, it's like this metamorphosis, this change, and these beautiful fruits are coming to fruition. These fruits, they speak of truth and charity and joy, and this dove of peace again, and these beautiful tiny stars. And this is saying, like, we're starting to see, after there was, there was this emptiness in your heart. Perhaps there was this emptiness, and this card is speaking to me that you're finally starting to see these beautiful symbols of hope. And you know, through those times of change, perhaps you felt that things were changing, that they weren't going in your favor, and you're not at that moment where you can look back with hindsight and see that everything happened for your greatest good and for a reason. So it's saying, like, don't cling to those facts. Embrace the hope. Don't give in to that fear of humiliation and disappointment, and there'll be nothing to celebrate, and I can't find my sanctuary. And don't get into that whole spiral, and hope is whispering to you to just keep trying one more time. It's like you're right at the end. This card to me also speaks of that Nine of Wands that we pulled yesterday. And it's like you have these powerful emotions inside of you, and call upon them to step forward, to awaken your courage and your strength and your inspiration. And no matter what these hardships are, these battles, these life burdens, you can always get that new perspective. You can always go to your sanctuary. You can always celebrate your small victories, and you can always find balance in this place as well. And keep on going and don't give up. That's what that Nine of Wands card said too. It's like, don't give up. And perhaps you need to reevaluate what those hopes were. Perhaps as you've gone through these changes, things have changed inside of you. Perhaps you truly are celebrating a new you. And now, you can not give in to false hopes and delusions, and you can start creating something from this new space and empower yourself and begin manifesting your dreams and aim towards a brighter, more beautiful future now, because your perspective has completely shifted. Call on this energy of hope to reassure you and to get your courage back, and to trust in the divine scheme of things, because you are being led, you are being guided forward here. And it's all about how you look at it, and how you learn from those experiences that changed you, and you learn more about who you are now after having gone through them. And the purpose for going through them is starting to show up to you now. This Neptune in retrograde energy you'll start to see those things a little bit more. You'll start to see that magic and the inner reserves of power that you have inside of you. It's absolutely beautiful energy. And finally, we go into the balance card. And this card is she's this beautiful little perfectly poised ballerina. And although this posture looks effortless, we know how many hours of discipline it takes to cultivate this grace and this poise. And she's looking down at that beautiful hummingbird, and she's hovering on the tips of her toes as if to give herself this better view. And these two beautiful male and female hummingbirds, they represent the relationship between opposites. And their nest of illuminated golden eggs is the divine culmination of both. To me, this card speaks of the Two of Cups, which has also been coming out quite a bit. And, from the moment we're born, we enter into this realm of opposites. And as we grow, we come to realize that finding an artful balance is not only this continual act of surviving, but also these ongoing rites of passage that lead us to a deeper, more refined understanding of ourselves and our relationship to life. And this is that Neptune retrograde energy that will be teaching us those lessons too. And if these things are left unchecked, these unconscious drives, those unconscious attachments and addictions, and these things can manifest as blind spots, making it hard to access our internal compass and navigate our attentions wisely, and to make beautiful, healthy connections and balanced connections with others. And, a healthy lifestyle involving exercise and nutrition and diet, that provides that foundation from which to create that more balanced life. And if you're able to see that hope amidst the darkness, that helps you to give that balance of seeing both sides of things. And loss of balance in any area of our life, whether it's physical or emotional or spiritual, it can lead to a loss of this perspective, this clarity. And, you can lose your way. And you can lose that sanctuary. You can lose the ability to celebrate yourselves and to celebrate with others. And this card is asking you, to come into this beautiful stillness, this beautiful balance energy, to address any area where the steadying hand of balance needs to be restored. Those cups need to be balanced out again. Things need to be filled and taken care of, and self-honesty and willingness to listen to your head and the intuitive wisdom of your heart. This will help you to identify where that balance is lacking. And you write your own story. So if this beautiful change needs to happen, you alone have the freedom to rewrite the storyline, to realize your dreams. Reach for those stars, but don't forget that you have to balance them out on the earth plane as well, as above and so below. That beautiful balance. And keep finding those moments of sanctuary, and keep celebrating those small victories, and keep always finding hope. Even when it seems like there's none, there's always hope that's trying to whisper to you. And going within and listening and balancing your heart and mind. And we've been working a lot towards that with this eclipse energy, and I feel like that's coming into reality a lot more now. This also makes me think of the Chariot card as well, and like we're starting to see our purpose and our destiny, and we're starting to not feel so pulled in so many different directions and feeling pulled to that past. Like we're starting to see the hope in that future. We're starting to see the beautiful changes that we've gone through, and how we can look at ourselves differently now, and carry ourselves differently now, and embrace and celebrate ourselves, and to give ourselves those moments of peace and balance. When we feel like the chaos is taking over, we can always go back to that beautiful place. And engage in those moments of joy, no matter what they may be for you. Call upon your inner child to help you to find those moments of joy, to find those moments of sanctuary where, when children are doing something that they love, they just get so wrapped up in it. They almost don't even know what's going on around them when they're in those moments of play. And that centers them and grounds them as well. It's absolutely beautiful energy. So this is lovely energy for the weekend, and I feel like this is also going out into next week as well. There's a lot of lingering energy from this full moon, and we'll notice it in the next few days. And it's a lot of things were shifted, a lot of patterns were cleared, and we're feeling lighter. We're seeing hope again. We're feeling the peace come through, and that's absolutely beautiful. So enjoy your weekend. Blessed be.